Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a Q&A. Um, I've been getting random questions and comments and getting random DMs on Instagram. So I finally figured I would just sit down, answer some of these questions, and then I asked for more on YouTube as well as Instagram. And most of these came from Instagram, and then I had a few on YouTube videos. So I have all the questions on my phone. Put it on Do Not Disturb so it's not going off the entire time. I've got my water ready, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to answer some of these. But if you're new here, I'm Jamie. Welcome to Simply Jaylyn. This is my channel where I share pretty much my life with chronic illness, my life as a Zumba instructor, pretty much whatever I want to share is on this channel. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so I'm going to start with chronic illness stuff because that's most of what I got. The first question is, what is your diagnosis? POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I've shared that before. I've got a few videos on my channel about it, as well as my diagnosis story and my POTS story all together. So I will link those in the cards. Okay, when were you diagnosed? This is tricky to answer because my cardiologist started me on the medication for it in October of 2021. My PCP told me in October of 2021, the medicine works, you have POTS. So technically, I think October 2021, but the actual official diagnosis came from the cardiologist in January of 2022. So I kind of count that as when I was diagnosed. Okay, what is the Vanderbilt appointment about? If you've seen my Instagram post and seen some of the posts I put on here, I have an appointment with Vanderbilt in, well, next week. The appointment's next week based off when you're watching this video. And I have a whole update to go along with this. So I'm going to do a Vanderbilt update video pretty soon. But mainly the Vanderbilt appointment is about me going to see a POTS specialist. Where I live, there are no doctors that specialize in POTS. I'm really lucky, and I have a doctor who understands what it is, and he can treat it. But he's not a specialist, and we both agreed that I need to see a specialist for this. How long have you been sick? 14 years. I got sick in June of 2009 when I was right before I turned 16. Okay, do you drive with your POTS? No. If I wanted to drive, I could. My doctor has told me I could, but with my dizziness issues and how I randomly get dizzy, I choose not to drive. But if I have to, I will, and if I want to, I can. But no. Okay, how do you deal with people who don't believe you? This really depends on who you're dealing with. If you're dealing with family that you can completely, honestly, when it comes to people who don't believe me, I just ignore them. I'm at that point of, if you don't believe that I'm sick, then that's completely up to you. You don't have to believe me. But I usually choose not to interact with those people, as harsh as that sounds. Sometimes it's just easier because it's really hard to make somebody believe you. Especially depending on how far they're willing to go on everything. Like, my grandma has been convinced from the first time I got sick that this is anxiety. She does not believe that I have an illness. And I talk to her, but I do not share my illness stuff with her. Other people who don't believe me, I honestly, sometimes I just completely cut them out. Okay, favorite salty snacks. I need to increase my sodium intake, or my salt intake. Um, Pretzels, pickles, and sometimes the best way to do that is just salt capsules. Like, I do my Vitacium. I will put a picture somewhere on the screen or on the next screen, that way you can see what I'm talking about. But honestly, the best way for me to increase my salt intake is my Normal-Lite in my water and my salt capsules. And because I have stomach issues, they don't hurt my stomach. Sometimes eating does, but pretzels, tortilla chips, and pickles are my favorite way. I'm newly diagnosed. What advice do you have for someone who is newly diagnosed? Learn everything you can about your illness. Find good doctors who are willing to work with you and support you. And find a support system. Trust me, you're going to need it. And I can do a whole other video on advice for people who have been newly diagnosed. If you want me to do that video, let me know down below in the comments. Okay, favorite chronic illness products. My Normal-Lite, my Vitacium, my compression socks. And I can do a whole video on my favorite POTS products, my favorite chronic illness products as well. This one had to be on Instagram because I recently did a chronic illness update. But it says, how are you currently doing? I want an update. I did an update in like the end of May, early June, with updating from last May to the current point. And I do small updates in my vlogs from time to time. So yeah, if you want like current updates, you need to go check those out more often, because I'm more likely to share an update on those. But currently, I'm in the in-between. I'm not sure I'm flaring, but I'm having symptoms and some issues that could constitute a flare. So yeah, and I think it's another gastritis flare, but honestly at this point, who knows. And I do have a doctor's appointment next week, so I will be doing a vlog for that, and I'll share an update in that. So make sure you are, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the red subscribe button down below. Because that is, honestly, this is where I prefer to share my updates. I'll post updates on Instagram from time to time, but usually it's on YouTube. Okay, I miss your routine videos. Can you share your current routine? I've been thinking about doing like a full day in my life with my chronic illness. If you want to see that, that'll share my routine a little bit. Honestly, my morning routine is pretty much the same as the last time I shared a morning routine. I don't change my routine much because my body does not like it when I do it. So typically I get up, I drink my water, I put on my compression socks, I'll check my vitals. If I have to take my emergency meds, I will. Then I'll get ready for the day, I'll do my yoga, I'll take my meds because my meds do not work with me very well if I take my meds before I do my yoga. And yeah, and then depending on what I have to do that day, I either get some of that done or I take the cats out. It really depends. Okay, so that kind of leads into this next question. How many cats do you have? Okay, I will share a picture on the next clip of all of them because this is going to take some explaining. At the house I'm at now, I have 3 cats: Rowdy, Nugget, and Earl. You've seen them in videos. If I go to my grandpa's, I have 3 cats over there. Well, 4 if you count the random stray cat that shows up. I don't think I've shown him. But at my grandpa's, I have Nosy, Spike, and Bandit. And Bandit is Spike's mom. What are your favorite things lately? Okay, I'm guessing this is talking about products, and I've shared a recent favorites video on, last month, maybe. I don't even remember when I shared it. But my favorites haven't really changed much. My water cup, my dresses, my comfy clothes, because as it's summer and it heats up, I need comfy clothes and dresses. How old are you? The day I'm filming this, I'm 29. The day you're seeing this is my 30th birthday, so I am 30. You talk about family in your videos, why don't you show them? I don't show my family in my videos simply because it's not their channel and they don't want to be on film. Every now and then you'll get a clip of my mom or maybe a clip of my dad. If I'm at my grandpa's, you'll see him. But if they don't want to be on camera, I'm not going to force them. And this is my channel, this is about me. So yeah, that's why I talk about my family, but you don't see them. Where do you live? I live in Kentucky. I'm not going to give any more than that. I don't mind to share what state I'm in, but I'm not sharing exactly where. What are your hobbies? Let's see, I have a chronic illness. My hobbies include watching TV, playing with my cats, and yeah. I'm trying to get back into reading, but it's just, I don't know. It's something I wanted to do. I wanted to read more, and then as I got into it, I just didn't care anymore. It's weird. How do you find balance? You do so much. Okay, that one's funny, because I do so much. I what? On here, it looks like I do a lot. No. Honestly, me finding balance is me following my routines and being willing to accept the changes as they come. Like, if I don't feel like doing yoga, I won't do yoga, and if I don't feel like doing Zumba, I won't do Zumba, but yeah. Honestly, finding balance really differs for every person. For me, it's just doing what's right for my body. That's how I find balance. Okay, so I got some YouTube related questions. I'm gonna speed through these. How do you decide when and what to film? I film what I want and when I want. Like, if I wake up one day and I feel like picking up the camera, I do. If I have something going on that that's health related that I want to share, I'll film it. It's just, it really depends on how I'm feeling. Like on my bad days, I do not pick up the camera as often or at all because I just don't feel like it. And on my good days, I choose to film more as of what I want, as I choose what to film. It's just really depends on what I feel like filming and what I think you guys want to see. Okay, how long have you been on YouTube and why did you start your channel? So this is 2 questions in one. But I have been on YouTube for 6 years. And why I started my channel? I started my YouTube channel 6 years ago because I was in grad school and I didn't have anybody on YouTube that was in my stage of life. And I just kind of wanted to share it because I knew I wasn't the only person going to grad school and trying to balance everything else in their life, and I wanted to share it. So that's how I started my channel and how long I've been on YouTube. Of course, it shifted over the years as things have changed. Like as I've gotten sick, like I do more chronic illness content now. I do more vlogs now because I like to do the vlogging type and I have the time. Okay, do you have any advice for starting your own channel? Oh, I hate these questions because I don't, as long as I've been on YouTube, I don't feel like I could offer you good advice for starting your own channel. Honestly, my advice for starting your own channel is be real. Be yourself and don't lose yourself. I hate watching YouTubers who were so real in the beginning and then as they've started making money and they've started getting sponsorships and all this, they've turned into a completely different person. Like one YouTuber I used to love to watch started out as a homemaking channel. And as she's grown and she's got more money and more sponsorship, she has turned into, look what I bought, look what I have because of you. And no. So just honestly, advice for starting your own YouTube channel, keep it real. Be yourself. Trust me, I am real. I am being myself. If I share Zumba clothes, it's because I bought Zumba clothes. If I share something about my chronic illness, it's because I really have a chronic illness and I wanted to share it and hopefully to help somebody, not because I want your pity. But yeah, that's my advice for starting your own YouTube. Just keep it real and be yourself. Okay. There have been some negative and mean comments on your videos lately. How do you deal with the negative and the mean comments? Depends on who they come from. If it's a constant, like, I hate to say this, but I had a woman that I actually know personally start around last November, start attacking my videos, start attacking me on my videos. She knows nothing about me. She doesn't pay any attention to me at all, but she decided to start leaving nasty comments on my YouTube. And it wasn't one video here or there, it was every freaking video. At first, it started where I just deleted the comments, and after a while, I full on blocked her because I was tired of the negativity. I was tired of answering other comments on the same video and seeing her. So I blocked them. Usually I just ignore them. If I'm feeling spunky one day or if I'm in a mood one day, like if I get a nasty comment and I'm pissed off, I'm more likely to go make a nasty comment back to your nasty comment. Like, I got a comment once about how I should stay in school and get a real job. So I commented and said, I'm older than you and I have a real job, so maybe you should stay in school and get one. Because I looked at her channel and it was a high school girl. And I'm thinking, and it was a video about, it's been a while, but it was only stuff that an adult would understand. I think it was like a financial tips video about like being a grown up. And this chick in high school told me that I needed to stay in school. So I commented, I have a master's degree and I have a job. So yeah, if I'm feeling nasty enough, I will respond to the mean comments, but usually how I deal with them, I just ignore them. Same as Instagram. Negative, mean comments, if I'm just over it, I delete them. If I'm in a spunky mood, I usually give some back. Okay, so how long have you been doing Zumba? I've been doing Zumba for 7 years, and I've been an instructor for 5. So this question is, I'm a Zumba instructor, and I just got my step license. What licenses do you have? Okay, so when you become a Zumba instructor, you're licensed in basic. So I have my basic license where I can teach Zumba. I can teach step. I'm licensed in Plate by Zumba. That's a completely different, it's like a nutrition program. They don't really do much with it, and I wish they did more. But I'm licensed in that. I do a little bit for that on Facebook. And I am licensed in Circle Mobility. Okay, advice for new Zumba instructors. Learn to cue, get really good at cueing, because I've been teaching for 5 years and cueing is still not my strong suit. I can dance for days, but I will forget to cue. You're not supposed to verbal cue in Zumba, but honestly I do. Because depending on the move, it's easier to verbal cue than it is to do that. So learn to cue, use songs that you love. If you are choreographing yourself, use music that you love. And I think I have a video for tips for new instructors. You need to check that video out. It's old. I think that video is 4 years old now. But I will link it in the cards so you can check that video out. Okay, where do you get workout clothes? Zumba wear is Zumba's line. I love my Zumba clothes. If you want to go cheaper, Old Navy, Walmart. They've got some good stuff. And honestly, if you go to Walmart, check out the Nobo stuff, the No Boundaries stuff, Nobo, whatever you want to call it, because those leggings and those capris, like the soft ones, are really good to work out in. And the biker shorts are nice to work out in too. I am not consistent 100% on, I do not wear Zumba clothes to every Zumba class. Sometimes I do, other days I wear my Walmart and my Old Navy. And I do have a few outfits from Fabletics, but that stuff gets really expensive really quick, and it's actually higher price than Zumba wear. Best shoes for Zumba class. I like my Asics. I swear by my Asics. I have worn Asics from day one. I do have Mizunos. I will wear those, but I swear by my Asics. How much do you spend on Zumba clothes? Specific Zumba clothes, because I am an instructor and I am an insider, between $1,000 and $2,000 a year. If not specific to Zumba wear, probably about $300. It really depends on how you're looking at it. And for me to buy new Zumba clothes or new workout clothes in general, I will sell clothes that I don't wear anymore. Zumba clothes specifically have a really high resale value if they are taken care of. So I can sell some of my Zumba clothes that I have worn and get money, and the money I make from selling my old Zumba clothes I put towards my new ones. I also spend, if I get birthday money or Christmas money or anything like that, I put that in the bank and spend that on Zumba clothes. Not always, but sometimes. And they do offer gift cards, and usually when somebody asks me, hey, do you want something? I usually say yes, a Zumba clothes gift card. So yeah, that's how I buy my Zumba clothes. And while I spend a lot on my Zumba clothes, they do have a high resale value, so if I want to resell something, I can. Okay. The final question is, what are your Zumba goals? Currently, my Zumba goals are to continue to teach. I would love to get back to teaching like I used to. I'd love to get back to doing in-person classes. Usually when I did in-person classes, I was subbing at a gym or I was doing private classes. Like my friends, I did 3 bachelorette parties one year because my friend was a maid of honor in 3 weddings, and the bride couldn't drink. So they were trying, and a few of the girls in the wedding party were underage, and they loved to dance and act goofy and silly. So my friend said, hey, you're a Zumba instructor, could you do a private class? And yes. So my goal is to get back to private classes, to get back to more virtual classes. Currently I'm doing 1 to 2 a month, and I used to do 1 to 2 a week, sometimes more. And I would like to get my toning instructor. I'd like to get my toning license. I'd like to teach toning. So those are my Zumba goals. And with that question, I'm going to end this Q&A here. This is a long video, and I know that. So if you've stuck around this long, thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit the red subscribe button down below if you've not done so already. And if you have any questions that I did not answer in this video, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll answer them down there. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.